Hey, what's going on YouTube? So if you're looking for a good way to get free movies and TV shows on your Fire Stick and a multitude of other applications, then you came to the right place. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to do that step by step in the easiest way possible. So let's go ahead and get started. So I've got my Fire Stick here from the home screen. The first thing you're gonna want to do is we need to get the downloader application. And the way we do that is we go over here, we hit find, and we scroll down to the search bar. Now you can either hold your blue icon on your remote and say downloader, or you can tap into the search box here, start typing a few of the letters using the arrow keys and the center button, which selects the letter. And then I'm gonna scroll down here. As soon as it pops up, I'm gonna click downloader, and then you'll see downloader is the first option here. I'm gonna click that, and then I'm just gonna click through that again to download. As soon as that's downloaded, you'll see it shows installing, and then it'll download. We're good to go. Hit the home button first before we go into the application. We're going to scroll over to the right here. We're going to go down to My Fire TV. We're going to click on that. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to click developer options, but for some of you, you may not have it turned on. In order to turn on developer options, click on About. Where it says Fire TV, just press the select button a few times. It should be about 7 to 10 times, and then it'll say you're now a developer. You can then hit the back button on your remote, go down, select developer options, and then you want to make sure that ADB debugging is turned on. You do that by clicking the center button, right? So turn that on, and then we're going to click install unknown apps. We're going to turn downloader on, so we can install unknown apps through the downloader application. I'm going to hit the home button next. It's going to take us back to the home screen. I'm going to scroll on over to the applications menu and select it. Then I'm going to scroll down to downloader. I'm going to select downloader, click OK. I'm going to scroll over to the text box here using the arrow keys and then select in the box. And we're going to type in unlinked.link. All right, once we got that typed in, we're going to go down here and hit go or hit the play button on your remote. All right, that's going to take us to the browser. And now we're on the Unlinked website. On your remote, you have arrow keys that will control this cursor that's on your screen. You can also click the select button on your remote to select. We're going to scroll down, and you just want to kind of tap it when you get to the bottom because you don't want to go too far like I just did. And then we're going to click on download APK Android. That's going to download the file, and then it should pop up with the install box. And if it doesn't, just make sure you click install on the next box that pops up. Great. Unlinked is now installed. Before we open it up, we're going to hit the home button again. We need to go back to the home screen, slide over to applications. I'm sorry, we're going to go to settings, My Fire TV. Click on that. We're going to go back to the developer options, install unknown apps, and then we're going to turn unlinked on, right? Because we want to install unknown apps from the unlinked application. Let's hit the home screen, hit the home button. Now we can go ahead and open unlinked. So we'll go to the application tray, click that. We'll scroll down. And before I open these applications, I'm going to hit the menu button on my remote. That's the 3 lines next to the home button. And I'm going to click move to front on downloader, and I'm going to do the same on the unlinked application as well. Now let's go ahead and open unlinked. All right, we can add a new library. Go ahead and select that, and then your cursor should be on the text box. You should just be able to hit select, and we're going to type in stream easy. Easy being 2 letters. Stream easy. We're going to go down and hit next or hit the play button on our remote. That's going to bring you to my main page of my app library here in Unlinked. Just to give you guys a head up, you always want to use a VPN when using any applications that you'll find in this app library. I've got a link that you can see there that you guys will get 83% off with that link if you want to go ahead and click on that to use IPVanish. That's the #1 VPN that I recommend. But here's some options of recommended apps that I have on this list as well. And then keep in mind, some of these applications within the app library will sometimes have links that will be towards content that doesn't have the correct copyright licenses, right? And so you could on accident choose one of these applications and then be infringing on copyrighted material. Keep in mind, these applications themselves are completely legal, and it's your responsibility to make sure that while you're using these applications, you're adhering to any laws and regulations that are in your jurisdiction. So you want to make sure that you check, depending on what region you're in, to make sure that the content that you're going to be watching is legal and above board. That being said, go ahead and click enter. And you'll see that you have a number of applications here in the library. They may look a little different here as I update the library as the days go on and the weeks go on. But what we're going to download is we're going to download the IPVanish application first. We're going to click it. We're going to hit download. And we're going to let that download. And while it's downloading, we're also going to download Kodi 21.2. We're going to go ahead and click download. Oh, the IPVanish one. Went ahead and install. We're going to install that. Go to the right, click install. Got it. Now the Kodi app we're going to download as well. And then we're going to click install app. And then click install. All right, I've got those two applications installed. We can go ahead and go back to the home screen. I'm going to scroll back to the application tray again. Open that. I'll then scroll down to both of these applications and we're going to move them to the front. Move to front. And we're going to click move to front. Nice. Let's hit the home button again. And the reason we do that is because now on our home screen, we've got access to the apps that we want to be at the front. And these are the apps that I will be using the most, so I want them front and center. All right, before we go into the Kodi application, I'm going to open IPVanish. Again, I recommend having some kind of VPN, IPVanish being the VPN that I recommend. And if you don't already have an account, that's okay. You can use your cellular device. Point your camera at that QR code. It'll take you straight to my exclusive link. You can also type this link in or click the link in the description of the video and you'll get 83% off of IPVanish. More importantly, it's so important to have a VPN because of a few reasons, right? You want to protect your privacy. Your internet provider can see what you're doing online, your security, right? Every website you go to, your Wi-Fi activity is being tracked, is being exposed to everyone else on the internet. And lastly, you can use a VPN to give you more freedom, right? No matter where you are, you can tell your VPN to be somewhere else and you can have it look like you're in a different place, which comes in handy a lot of the times. If there's content that's restricted in your region, a lot of times you can use a VPN to bypass that. So click the link. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments down below. Once I'm in the application and I've got my username and password put in, it's going to ask me to connect. So I'm going to hit connect. So it wants to set up a VPN connection. I'm going to click OK. And now you can see my VPN has now been activated. And I have a spoofed public IP address so that the outside world and my ISP cannot see what I'm doing here in my home on the internet. Let's hit the home button now that I've got my IPVanish installed. And we're going to open the Kodi application. All right, we're going to click continue. We're going to click allow. Click on none. And then we're going to enter this website here on the screen. We're going to hit shift to get the colon, // and then we're going to unshift. All right, once you've got that entered just as it is here, I'm going to scroll to the right and hit OK. If you need more time, just go ahead and pause the video to make sure you've got it all entered correctly. Then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and hit OK. Now, as long as you didn't get any error messages there, we're good to go. If you did, you want to go back and make sure you spelled it correctly and do it again. Otherwise, check the comments below to see if there's an updated link. Let's hit the back button. Now we're going to go to add-ons. Once we're in add-ons, we're going to go to install from zip file. We're going to select Digs repo. And then we're going to select the repository digs 23.zip. And so that's going to install a few things here. So give it just a second. Now we'll click install from repository. We're going to go into the digs repository. And then we're going to go into program add-ons. And you'll see we have the Chef Omega Wizard. That's what we want to install. So we're going to click on that. And then you want to make sure you go to the install button here. And then we're going to select OK. We're going to let that download and install. Give that just a few moments. All right, as you can see, the Chef Omega Wizard has been installed. We'll give it a second because it should pop up by itself. Click OK to close. We're going to click on Chef Omega Wizard. And if you get the pop-up, it's going to ask if you want to install one now. We're going to click yes. Otherwise, you'll hit open on that screen. Let's go ahead and click open. And then we're going to look at the build menu. And you'll see that you have a few options here. Today, we're going to be doing the Xenon free. If you do have Debrid, you may want to consider doing the AIO Debrid, which is great. But we'll do the Digs Xenon free build. This will erase our current setup. We'll hit yes to continue. And then it's going to download the build and we'll install it as soon as it's done installing. While that's installing, like I said before, it's very, very important that while you guys use any of these applications that you're using a VPN to make sure that you're anonymous on the internet. Click my link here or my QR code in order to learn more information about using a VPN and getting that installed on your system. I'll be right back as soon as this is done installing. Once that's done, install complete, let's click OK, and it's going to force close Kodi. Okay, that has us back at our home screen here. So what we can do now is go ahead and open the Kodi application. And what you'll notice is that it should open directly into the build that we just installed. Got it. So now this build is installed. You guys have access to everything within the build. As I said before, make sure that you're not clicking on any links or any content here accidentally. That's going to have you infringing on copyright protections, but you have access to everything. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions whatsoever. I'm happy to answer them, and happy streaming.